It intrigues me how much injuries we always end up having year after year, you guys, year after year. It never fails. We're always one of the most beat up teams with injuries. We don't know if we're going to get far or who's going to be in replacement of this position and that position. I mean, it's crazy. When you think about it, it's really crazy when you think about it. Updated news regarding the San Francisco 49ers, my team. So, George Kittle, he is on IR right now because he did injure himself during the Seattle game, which we won. And then on top of that, good news, we got rid of Jake Moody. But first and foremost, before we dive into any of this topic, hit the subscribe button and turn your notification bell on. That way you can be notified every time I drop videos on this channel. All right, let's get into it. Okay, y'all. So, like I said, Kittle, he did injure himself with the win that we got over Seattle, up there in Seattle, which was a good divisional game. It wasn't a high score game, obviously, but we did end up winning. And some days down the line, we hear about Jake Moody, and we get rid of Moody. We get rid of him because we really don't need him. He's really one of the worst kickers out there. I mean, he's all right. I wouldn't put him in the top 20. I would definitely not put him in the top 20, not even top 25, but he almost caused us that L up there at Seattle. He almost did. Thank God, we were still able to pull out the win, but Jake Moody is gone, y'all. So I don't have to worry about him missing any more field goals or anything like that, okay? So let's see what ESPN had to say about this. With 4 games scheduled in the next 23 days, the San Francisco 49ers placed tight end George Kittle on injured reserve with a hamstring injury Tuesday. Like I said, he injured himself during the Seattle game. I think he had about maybe a few snaps in, and then after he had scored the touchdown, that's when he was kind of out pretty much. And Brock, he looked kind of confused. He looked kind of scared, like, who am I supposed to throw it to? Because Juwan Jennings, he wasn't really out there playing much. CMC, he was questionable for Sunday's game when we had played against Seattle. So it's like, really Pearsall, you got him as one of the receivers, but it's like it's nobody else's name to call. And that can be a really bad thing because it's like, dang, most teams, they got their number 1 and number 2 top receivers, and then everybody else falls in line, but it's like, ours have always kind of been up in the air, and it's still up in the air to this point. It is. Kittle, who sustained the injury in the first half of Sunday's victory against the Seattle Seahawks, will miss games at New Orleans, home against Arizona, and Jacksonville, and at the Los Angeles Rams. Dang. Those are some key pivotal games. And out of those games, we're playing 2 divisional games, 2 rivalry games. But I think once we get past New Orleans, we can kind of really game plan on how we're going to do Arizona. Unfortunately, Kittle is going to miss a couple of games. I mean, he's one of the best tight ends out there. Come on now, he's up there with almost the possible greats or just the good tight ends that we have in this era right now. He's up there. And the fact that we're not going to have him, y'all, we're not going to have him. For, like I said, these are some key pivotal games at New Orleans. Then home for Arizona, Jacksonville is at home, and then we go to Los Angeles Rams. So hey, Kittle, we're gonna try to hold it down for you. We definitely gonna try to hold it down for you, for real. The last of those games is set for Thursday Night Football, which made the decision to place Kittle on IR a bit more academic. Under league guidelines for players returning from injured reserve, the earliest Kittle could return would be for the October 12th game at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Coming off a Thursday night game against the Rams, Kittle would also have some additional time to rest and recover. See, I like that. It is a possibility we could get him back. middle of next month. Which, I mean, hey, that's fine. Try to get enough rest and try to recover. Because we don't need you pulling no more hamstrings. Kittle, we got a lot of games, brother. We got a lot of games left. We don't need you to keep getting injured. You do not need to keep getting injured. Niners coach Kyle Shanahan said Monday that a stay on IR for Kittle was under consideration. When they tell me a few weeks, it's always a possibility, Shanahan said. In order to do that, it's got to be a 4-week injury. The Niners got better news on wide receiver Jauan Jennings. Scans of his ailing left shoulder came back clean, indicating Jennings avoided any significant injuries, sources told ESPN Adam Schefter. Jennings now will be considered day-to-day and has a chance to play next Sunday at New Orleans after leaving the win over Seattle in the fourth quarter with the injury. San Francisco announced Tuesday it had signed wide receiver Kendrick Bourne. The two sides agreed to a one-year deal worth up to $5 million on Monday. Yes, and that's the other thing too. We got Kendrick Bourne back, y'all. We got Kendrick Bourne back. Look, he had his time with San Francisco. He did great with San Francisco. He really did. He was probably one of the main receivers to go to besides Debo, and give it to McCaffrey. Let him run on the ground. Kendrick Bourne, he was that guy. He was that number one guy, I will say, when he was playing with us. So it's really good that we got him back. He's back in the mix. He's back in the fold, back where he really belongs. I know it's just a one-year deal, but usually, when players come into the league, especially out of college, when they're playing so many years, and then when they get into their early 30s, they may want to retire. And who's to say? He just have a one-year deal with us. Kendrick may want to retire and hang the cleats up after this 1 year with us. Who knows? But it is good to have you back, Kendrick. It's definitely good to have you back. Now we'll see you out there lining up with Pearsall and McCaffrey and hopefully Kittle down the line, and Jennings, IU. We still got IU, so we can definitely make some noise. We can make some noise. The Niners also made a change at kicker, waiving Jake Moody on Tuesday. Bye-bye, Jake. Bye-bye, Jake. Get out of here. Because you really, Nah, you needed to go. He should have been gone. We should have not let this man still play on this team for this longest. And we messed up when we got, when we end up letting go of Robbie Gould. Come on now. One of the oldest veteran kickers out there in that era, in that time era. We messed up getting rid of him. But it's okay. God always replaces. He always replaces. Bye, Jake. You got to get out of here, buddy. You really do. The decision comes after Moody missed a 27-yard field goal and had a 36-yard attempt blocked against Seattle. The 49ers are signing veteran Eddie Pinheiro to their active roster on a one-year deal. His agent, Drew Rosenhaus and Robert Bailey, told Schefter. Pinheiro worked out for the team Tuesday. And then we got some more news. But, when bad news or sad news or just your spirit is draining kind of news, there's always good that comes back. There's always good that comes back. And this is what it is. We know Kittle, you're on IR, you're going to be out for a minute, but it's okay. We got Jennings day to day. We're watching him. Hopefully, he should be good by the time Sunday get here at Seattle. We got rid of Jake Moody. Okay? Bye-bye, Jake. Bye, get out of here. We bring on Eddie. This is a veteran kicker, y'all. We bring on Eddie. We bring back Eddie. And then on top of that, we bring back Kendrick. So, God always replaces, and he brings in better. Always brings in better. And we definitely needed this. We really needed this. Shanahan had hinted Monday that a move with Moody could be in the offing. There's options, just whether it stay the status quo, bringing in guys for workout, practice squad, but we're going through all the stuff right now, Shanahan said. I know the personnel department is going to look into all that stuff and give us those options. With Kittle out, the 49ers have two tight ends, Luke Farrell and Jake Tongs. on the roster and could use fullback Kyle Juszczyk at the tight end a bit more. See, that'll be good. Line them up differently. I mean, I that'll be good. I like how that's slided in there specifically. Juszczyk has been taking part in tight end meetings for most of the training camp and preseason. The Niners also have Braden Willis on the practice squad. He is an option to be elevated with Kittle out, with Shanahan saying the Niners wouldn't hesitate to bring him up if needed. Hey, shoot, bring everybody up. We got to do this collectively as a team, as a whole, as a family. We got to do this collectively, you know. Kittle left game Sunday with 10:06 left in the second quarter with a hamstring injury after running a route deep down Seattle's sideline on a play that ended with Seattle's Seahawks Julian Love sacking quarterback Brock Purdy. Kittle slowly hobbled back to the Niners sideline and was soon ruled out after making 4 catches for 25 yards and a touchdown to open the game. The Niners selected Moody in the third round, number 99 overall, in the 2023 draft. At the time, the Niners hoped they had found a long-term replacement for accomplished kicker Robbie Gould. Yeah, that replacement definitely, it wasn't Moody. Moody was not the person to be in that position for a long time. And it showed. And a lot of us is happy. We happy that you leaving. A lot of us is really happy that you leaving, Moody. For real, I'm just saying, I know I'm happy. Because one thing for sure, the kickers are one of the main important positions on the team besides the quarterback. Because they determine how the game is going to end. It is. If you guys are both tied up in the fourth quarter, 23-23, it's 15 seconds left, that's on the kicker. You got to make sure you got a good kicker, or you need to know if you got a bad kicker on your side. And I think we're going to be good with Eddie. I like the people we bringing in, though. For real, I like the people. I really like them. But Moody's tenure in San Francisco was rocky at best. He made 84% of his field goals and missed one of his 61 extra points as a rookie, then had a roller coaster of a performance in Super Bowl 53. In the Merrill loss to the Kansas City Chiefs, Moody briefly held the record for the longest made field goal in Super Bowl, 55 yards, and hit another 50-plus yarder later in the game. But he also had an extra point blocked in regulation in the game the Niners lost in overtime. You see that? The stats are good, but it's still rocky. It's still a little rocky, and you want things to be steady at least for a good period of time, not be rocky from the get-go. And that's kind of what it was with Moody. After a positive start to 2024, in which he made 13 of 14 to open the season, things went south when he suffered a high right ankle sprain that kept him out until week 10. When Moody returned, he never found any consistency, converting on 11 of his final 20 attempts. His 70.6% overall conversion rate ranked 35th in the NFL. 35th! That's horrible. That's boo-boo. That's horrible. You know, so the good thing is, like I said, we bringing in some players, you know, bringing in some veterans and things like that. They're coming on the team. You know, we're going to be watching Kittle, make sure he's good. And, you know, we're going to be making sure Juwan Jennings is good as well, which he should be able to be on the field come Sunday when we do play the New Orleans Saints. So, come on, y'all. Let's keep it pushing. Let's get past the Saints and just continue to build and get better and rest and recover and do all your little exercise and stuff. Come on, we got this, y'all. 49ers, look, we got this, y'all. We always a team that constantly does this. We constantly just doing the work. We constantly doing the work, just doing the work. We constantly doing the work. Like, hey, be still. Be straight for a minute. We always constantly doing. That's what we constantly doing. Like, something got to get a grip. Something got to definitely get a hold of this. But if you guys enjoyed this video, please give a fat thumbs up. Comment down below what you think of this video. And also, while you're at it, share this channel with anyone and everyone that you know, whether they like sports or they just want to hear people give their feedback on something. while you're at it too, subscribe and turn your notification bell on. That way you can be notified every time I drop videos on this channel. That is all. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.